says, my question is, sometimes we say Allah Azza wa Jal is kind, or He loves us, or He gets angry if so-and-so sin is performed. So isn't this emotions and feelings? And does Allah Azza wa Jal have feelings? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us. First of all, Allah Azza wa Jal, to believe in Him, we have to negate and we have to make things affirmative. So when we negate, we say, La ilah, there's no God. And we affirm that worthy of being worshipped except Allah. So there's no God worthy of being worshipped. We negate. And we make an exception and we affirm it by saying, Illallah. Likewise, when it comes to the beautiful names and attributes of Allah, Asma'ullah wa Sifatih. When we come to Asma'ullah wa Sifatuhu Azza wa Jal, the rule of thumb, as stated in so many books of Aqeedah for Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, and the easiest and the best among them is Al-Aqeedah al-Wasitiyya of Shaykh Al-Islam bin Taymiyyah. In the very beginning of, immediately after the introduction, that we believe in Allah Azza wa Jal. And part of our belief in Allah is that we do not describe Allah the Almighty except with what Allah has described Himself or His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam described His Lord by. Does it sound logical to me and you? Definitely yes. This is the natural thing. That we only believe, we only describe Allah Azza wa Jal by what He described Himself by, or by what His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who no one in this universe knows Him more than Him sallallahu alaihi wasallam, among the humans, described Him by. So if a scholar comes, or a companion of the Prophet ﷺ comes and says, Allah is so and so, we ignore this and neglect it. Why? Because Allah Azza wa Jal described Himself and His Messenger described Him to us. So we don't accept any description other than that. Basics. Common sense. Part of the Islamic Aqeedah and Creed? Definitely yes. By these guidelines, when we come to what Allah has described Himself, as Brother Hamid said, Allah is pleased, Allah loves, Allah is angered by. So all of these are part of Allah's attributes, mentioned in the Quran, mentioned in the Sunnah. Allah loves, this is so many times repeated in the Quran. Allah hates or abhors, Allah's anger and wrath, this is also found in the Quran and the Sunnah. So who knows better than Allah Azza wa Jal? Nobody. So we say that Allah Azza wa Jal, as He described Himself, we attribute to Him His attributes. He described Himself to us, so we accept this. One says, does this mean that Allah has feelings? Does this mean that Allah is sad? Or Allah is wait. Don't go overboard. Whatever Allah describes Himself, that's good. Whatever Allah does not describe Himself, nor His Messenger ﷺ, you refrain and abstain. You cannot say, does Allah do this or that, where it's not found in the Quran nor in the authentic Sunnah. So your question, does Allah have feelings? The word feelings is inappropriate because it is never mentioned neither in the Quran nor in the Sunnah. If you ask me, does Allah love? I said yes, because He told us He loves. Anyone who denies this is committing an act of, he is close to committing an act of apostasy. Because he's saying, Allah says, Inna Allah yuhibbul muhsineen. Allah loves those who are kind. He says, no, Allah doesn't love. You're falsifying the Quran. He says, no, Allah did not want this. You are telling us what Allah did not want, though Allah told us. So this is a very serious issue that a lot of the Muslims, out of ignorance, had fallen in. We only attribute to Allah and describe Allah by what He had described Himself or His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So to answer your question, we cannot say that Allah has feelings, and we cannot say that Allah does not have feelings, because neither one came to us in the Quran or in the Sunnah. But we approve what Allah described Himself by, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best.